All right, y'all. So I'm here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 10, episode 7. So it starts off with Sheree meeting up with Portia because Sheree wants to buy a new door for her basement. And then we also have like a conversation with Candy, Kenya, and Cynthia at Cynthia's house. And in both conversations, we're talking about, what happened after Kenya had left San Francisco and, Sheree's jailbird. So with Sheree and Portia, it wasn't really too much with their conversation, just the same old, like how Cynthia's supposed to be like one of your closest friends and she finding out the same time we finding out on the blogs and blah 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 blah. Like I'm telling y'all, I really just don't care no more, okay? Um and then they talk about, Sheree. Portia's like, well, speaking of the blogs or whatever, I heard you supposed to be married too and everything. And, Sheree is like, no, I'm not married. Trust me, when I get married, you guys will know because I'm going to have a big wedding and everybody is going to be there and blase, blase. So back over here with Candy, Kenya, and Cynthia, they're asking Kenya about, the funeral with her grandma and everything, and asking how was it or whatever. And Kenya's like, I mean, it was a funeral, like it was sad, like I mean, how else was it supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? And then they get into what happened in San Francisco after Kenya left. And Cynthia's like, girl, I kind of, had a moment or whatever because, everybody, just kept on asking questions in regards to you and Mark and everything. And, then I kind of got upset with you because I feel like, yeah, I should know Mark. You know what I'm saying? And Kenya's like, well, listen, it's not like I'm keeping him a secret, like I've been in New York a lot, you know what I'm saying, more than he's been down here in Atlanta, and it's a reason for that, you know what I'm saying? And she's saying how, she also had to get a restraining order against Matt or whatever, and I guess that's restricted them from going to certain places or whatever. I guess that's what she was trying to say in regards to the restraining order and them, going places whenever he does go to come to Atlanta. But anyway, so Cynthia's like, I mean, I just want to meet him so they can leave me alone and stop, asking me a whole bunch of questions and being all up in the Kool-Aid and whatnot. And, Kenya is like, and you will meet him in due time. So, don't even worry about that. So then they start talking about Sheree's situation with, the jailbird Tyrone. And, how Nene was saying how he was a scammer and all this other stuff, this, that, and the third. And, they was cracking their little jokes and everything about that situation. Nothing, too serious. So then we have Portia. She's meeting with these two matchmakers. And she's like, being a vegan is making me horny. And I'm just like, what does being a vegan and being horny have to... How did you even put those two... Child, and she started talking about, the cucumbers and the eggplants. I was just like, I can't with Portia today. I really cannot. But anyways, so, she's giving them like a rundown of, her past relationships and everything. And, she's open to, to the swirl, dating a white guy or whatever. And, she starts to give them like a tour of her house, just for them to kind of, get a better understanding of her or whatever. And, she has a girl's room and a boy's room. Because y'all know she been aiming for them twins that she want and everything. And I was just like, I was with the matchmakers. They was like, I mean, well, shit, you got fully furnished rooms or established rooms or whatever for a boy and a girl. That's probably what's scaring these men off and everything. Like, I mean, then she had a playground out back. I was like, Lord have mercy, Portia. Like, yeah, you probably are scaring them off. But, anyways, moving on. We have Cynthia. She's she looking all good and stuff to go to a construction site to meet up with Peter. Cynthia, you think you're slick, okay? I see you. We here. I see you, okay? You know, um, they still, despite the fact that they're divorced now, they're still, in business together. She's getting 25% of the new bar that he's trying to open up, in Atlanta. And the guys are showing her around and everything, this, that, and the third, and then they leave. So, Cynthia and Peter can have like their little own private conversation. And he's like, you don't look a day over 50. He was like, you look 32 at the most and everything. And she's like, oh, well, thank you, or whatever. And they talking about how they follow each other on social media and everything. And he was like, yeah, I was looking for, your BF that I've been hearing about. And Cynthia's like, I don't have a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, but I do have somebody that I'm seeing and everything. And Peter with his petty ass talking about something. Well, tell William I said hello. I said, Peter, I feel like I don't know. I kind of feel like everybody else. I feel like they still is something. They still doing something with each other because, yeah. They ain't slick, but anyway. So then we have like this scene with Candy. She's with Kayla and Todd, Todd's daughter. And, Kayla is saying how she still can't swim and she don't even know what the hell a damn doggy paddle is. I was like, well, damn. Now, listen, I don't know how to swim either, y'all, but I do want to learn one day. I actually do want to learn because one day I want to go swimming with some dolphins. But yeah, I got to learn how to swim first. So, yeah, so the swimming teacher, she comes and everything, and because little baby Ace is going to be learning how to swim too. And she's explaining how she does things because Todd was a little concerned at first. He was like, you don't throw babies and just, throw them in the pool, do you? And she's like, no, that's not how we do it and everything. And she's explaining to him, how they do things or whatever. So they're actually in the water, and little baby Ace was doing a good job. He was kicking them feet. And then I ain't gonna lie, I got scared a little bit when she put him under the water. I was like, oh my God, no. But she brought him right back up and he was fine, So I was like, okay, little baby Ace. I be feeling the same way when I be watching DJ Khaled's son, Assad Khaled, on Snapchat when he be with his swimming instructor. Man, it's so cute to me. Little baby Ace is so cute to me too. Like all these babies is cute, damn it. But anyway, so then we have Sheree, her youngest daughter, Callie. She's going to be going to college soon, and she's in the kitchen with her friends or whatever, acting like she's making a toast, and Sheree coming in like, oh, but y'all know y'all ain't drinking no wine and or whatever. So she smells it and realizes cranberry juice. They were trying to play a prank on her or whatever, and later on, after the friends leave and everything, they talk about Callie going to college in DC or whatever. And, Sheree is like, speaking of DC, I also have this event that I'm supposed to be a part of for domestic violence, and they want me to be the ambassador. And, they just kind of quiet. It's like an awkward silence. And she's like, I mean, I know you guys have heard stuff on the blogs and everything. And, this is the moment where she finally has the conversation with them, and I was glad that she finally did. She's, pretty much asking them how they felt and everything. And her oldest daughter, and I think her oldest daughter is not from Bob, but she was saying that she was shocked and everything. And, she's asking Callie how she felt. And Callie is like, I mean, my dad did try to talk to me about it. One time, and I drove off because it was like after my soccer game and everything, and I just kind of felt like it wasn't appropriate. And so Cairo, he's like that he was shocked because she never said anything about it. And Sheree was like, yeah, I didn't want you guys to look at your dad differently and everything, this, that, and the third. And they're bigging her up as a mom, like we look at you as Superwoman, and this, that, and the third, and they all hug and embrace each other. I'm glad that Sheree finally just kind of got that off her chest. Then we have Cynthia, and she is getting picked up from her house. She didn't know that she was getting picked up from her house. this guy had came to the door and everything, and Will had sent a car for her because they're going to be on the boat date. And she wanted Nene and Greg to be there, but I think she said they were in LA. And she also wanted Kenya and Mark to be there, but that ain't happening right now. So it's just gonna be a double date between her and Will and Candy and Todd. So Candy and Todd show up, and Todd kind of feels weird about the double date because his loyalty lies with Peter. Just because Cynthia and Peter divorced, him and Peter. That don't mean that him and Peter are divorcing as friends. You know what I'm saying? So they're still friends, and they show like a little flashback scene where Todd met up with Peter like a week before like this date and everything, and Peter is like, I mean, go ahead and have fun and embrace the guy, whatever. So Will, he understands that, it's weird or whatever because their loyalty lies with Peter and everything. And, he's like at the same time, but I'm glad we kind of got him out the way so I could be with this beautiful lady or whatever. So, Candy is like, well, I'm very protective over my friends and everything. And Will is like, yeah, I seen you kind of giving me the cat eyes a few times or whatever. So, she's like, well, it's just that I seen you on Steve Harvey's show before for, dating purposes. And, then it was another time, my friend was shooting a pilot for this dating show, and, you were supposed to be a part of it or whatever. And, how Atlanta is like one of the places now where people do like they do be trying, people do be trying to get on. They be, really trying, being on some opportunist type of shit. So, he's telling her, well, no, Cynthia's like, well, damn, I mean, Candy's sitting up here, giving my dude the 5th degree and everything. Like, we had a Mama Joyce cookout or whatever. Like, if it don't work out, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, he's letting Candy know, like, I never accepted, to be on that show. Like, they did ask me to be a part of it, but I never did it and everything. So, Candy is like, listen, Todd took the heat from my whole circle, and they flash back to all the times Mama Joyce, y'all remember Mama Joyce was really wilding out on Todd, and, that time that girl Natalie, the girl that's the wife, common law wife, whatever she is, the Christopher Williams came up there and kept on saying, he knows how to swerve, like, ugh, she was killing me with that bullshit. But yeah, so she's like, I mean, now it's Will's turn, you know what I'm saying? And I can understand, Candy being there for Cynthia and everything and being concerned, but I was kind of too like, damn, the first time you meet him, just giving him the 5th degree like that. But I understand. But anyway, so Todd, he's like, I mean, he's kind of, my first impression of Will is, he's kind of a square, but he's really smooth with his words. And yes, I do agree. Will is really smooth with his words. I told y'all he's kind of suave, kind of daddy-ish and smooth. So yeah, Cynthia do need to be careful with him, but he still make it to where he is kind of like a mystery too. But so then later on the boat, Todd and Will, they're having like their separate conversation or whatever away from the ladies. And, Candy and Cynthia are having their own conversation. Candy thinks that he's great, but tells Cynthia to take your time and everything. And, Cynthia's like, yeah, we're just taking things slow. But, I'm kind of scared that, we might be taking it too slow. Like, what if I get to a point where I really like him and then we finally have sex and the sex is not good and everything? So Candy is like, check the thickness of his hands. And I'm like, that's something new. I ain't never heard that, checking the thickness of a man's hands to, clarify whether they got a big penis or not. I might have to write that one down, okay? I was like, what? But anyway, so she's asking Cynthia, like, what if it's small or whatever? And Cynthia's like, listen, I'm 50 Cent now, child. Like, I can't be, I want a Fat Joe or a Big Pun. I don't want no Too Short. And I was cracking up when they was having that whole entire conversation. But then Cynthia, with her stupid ass, they all come back together. You know, the Candy and her, they join the men again or whatever, and she starts telling Will about the conversation, trying to tell Todd about what Candy was saying, and Candy is like, you ain't supposed to be telling him about this, and Cynthia's like, oh my God, you're right, like my bad or whatever. I'm just like, oh, Lord have mercy, child. Like, you could tell Cynthia's really in awe with that guy. But anyways, and I think it's kind of cute. But anyway, so then we get Portia. She's on her way to her blind date and everything. She shows up and sees the guy, and she's kind of turning around at first like, oh my God, what did these ladies set me up with? So she goes to the table. It's kind of weird. She's making an excuse of her having to leave in 30 minutes, saying how her mom lives with her and everything, and this, that, and the third. And, he's asking about her job, and she's like that she works at Dish Nation, and, how she's laid back or whatever. And, he's like, you don't seem to have a big ego and everything, this, that, and the third. And she was like, well, am I supposed to? And he's like, oh, well, most beautiful women, is always something off with them or whatever. And I was just like, like, yeah, that whole date was just weird. Her phone kept on going off. So, yeah, she pretty much made it her business to skedaddle up out of there. Then last we get Sheree meeting with her life coach Jack Daniels. Every time I hear his name, I swear I want some liquor. But anyways, wait until Christmas, for that. But anyways, so she tells him that she finally had the conversation with, her kids and everything, and she's relieved. There's a weight off her shoulders or whatever. And her jailbird Tyrone, that should be his new name. Jailbird Tyrone is calling her. So she goes outside to take the call or whatever. And, she's asking what he's doing. And I'm just like, he ain't doing that much if he locked up. You know what I mean? But he was saying that he just got finished working out or whatever, and how he be thinking about her, and how, he gonna be carrying her around and all this other stuff. And, she's saying that, they dated 6 years ago, but then he stopped calling, and then, 4 years later, he was getting into trouble with the feds, and he didn't want to get her involved and all this other stuff. And like how she was trying to figure things out with Bob or whatever, but she's glad that he's back in her life and everything, this, that, and the third, and how they're exclusive. And I'm just like, I don't know who else he's gonna be with in the jail cell. Unless he's gonna be with another guy, but exclusive, child. Okay, but anyway, so the life coach, she's telling the life coach about jailbird Tyrone. And she tells him how he's in prison and everything, and how she loves him. And he's like, is this a fantasy or whatever? And she's like, no, and everything. And he's like, him being a jailbird, it's going to be, I could just picture the cattiness from the women and everything. And Sheree doesn't really care at this point. She's like, they might want a jailbird of their own, once he come out and see how he treating me and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know who would want a jailbird, but I'm just saying. But anyways, at this point in their life, but anyways, but then again, hey, you at where you at in your life, and you seeing this man, so hey, but anyways, so he's hoping to get out by the end of the year, and I'm just like, well, it's already December 18th. But she's like, but if not, he got 4 more years to go or whatever. And, she's like that he's her soulmate and everything. I'm like, ooh, that jail talk must be good, child. Real good. But anyways, so, the life coach is like, well, what if he doesn't get out by the end of this year? What if you have to wait or whatever? Like, is he still, like, going to be your soulmate and everything? And that's pretty much where they cut it off at. Listen, I ain't trying to, judge Sheree or nothing like that. But I just, at this point in this stage in her life, I just don't understand it. But and then, he going to jail for fraud on top of that, y'all know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys share here, share there, share every motherfucking where. Okay. Trying to think, what's today? Monday. So I was about to say if I don't see y'all for Christmas, but I'm pretty sure I probably I don't know. Is Love and Hip Hop? I wonder if Love and Hip Hop is gonna come on next Monday since it's Christmas Day. I would hope not, but I'm saying because y'all know I normally do Real Housewives of Atlanta on Mondays and everything. I don't know, but anyways, we'll figure it out when we get to it. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, share here, share there, share your motherfucking where, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.